Hey everyone, Carl Schoof here from GreenSock. Today I'm going to show you how to quickly create a GSAP-enabled CodePen demo so that our support team can help you with your issues quickly and efficiently. In the world of HTML5, for even the simplest issue, there are often multiple things that can go wrong. Take for instance Newbie 10,000's GSAP code here. It's absolutely flawless, yet it begs these follow-up questions. Does his HTML contain an element with a footer ID? Is there a typo somewhere? Is he loading Tween Max? Is he loading the latest version of Tween Max? Is he sure that his CSS is set up right so that we can change position? Are there other JavaScript libraries or codes that may be causing a conflict? On the other hand, some folks go overboard and just paste all their HTML, CSS, and JavaScript into a post. And as good as I may be at trying to figure all this out, I'm not as good as a browser, and I certainly can't test any assumptions that I have about this code without recreating my own file. Thankfully, online tools like CodePen allow us to create and share demos that make it very easy to inspect and edit all the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Here we have a basic starter pen that loads in Tween Max so that you have all the core animation tools of GSAP. As you can see, we have access to the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. In the JavaScript panel, we can click on this gear here and see that we are loading the latest version of jQuery. If you don't need it, feel free to turn it off. It's just there as a convenience. But most importantly, we're loading in the latest version of Tween Max from CDN.js. We recommend that before you submit any bugs that you always test your code with the latest version of the tools. Using this starter pen takes care of that for you. In case you're not so sure what's packaged in Tween Max, we've listed out all the tools here in the comments. Now we're ready to discuss how to create your own copy of a pen. To create a copy, you're just going to hit the fork button. Take notice of the URL of the starter pen. When I hit fork, you'll see that we get a new pen with a new URL. Now you're ready to edit all of the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. When creating your pen, please keep in mind that you only need the bare minimum of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in order to replicate your issue. In the case of Newbie 10,000, we really just need one HTML element which has an ID of footer on it. As far as the CSS goes, feel free to reuse our red and blue boxes, but for this particular case, all we need is just the CSS that applies to that footer element. And lastly, just the JavaScript that is affecting that element. So now that the JavaScript is in here, you'll see that this simple tween should change the left and opacity of the footer. When we hit run, you're going to see that, okay, the opacity works, but the left doesn't. So here, we've replicated the issue. All we need to do is hit save. You'll see the pen is saved. Copy that URL, go over to the forums, and paste the URL into your post. Once we see this awesome pen, it's going to be very easy for any of our support team to see that, okay, only the opacity is changing here. Oh, well, it's not changing the left position because this element does not have a position property set. So we would just say position relative, and then the next time we go to run, you're going to see that we have the position change there. Now we can show Newbie 10,000 exactly how his file should be fixed by sharing a new link to an updated version. And if you need help with something beyond the basics of GSAP, we have starter pens right now for Throw Props plugin and Split Text. So if you have a split text issue, simply visit our Support Starter Pens collection, click on the starter pen, click Fork to make your own copy, and edit away. When you're done, click Save, send us the link, and we'll be happy to help you. And if you would like to create your own GSAP-enabled pen from scratch, no problem. Just visit the CodePen homepage, click on New Pen, and when you get to your new pen, you're going to visit the JavaScript panel, and in the external JavaScript file field, just start typing in tween. You'll see that GSAP is the first choice. At the time of this recording, the latest version was 1.11.4. For any support issues though, please change the version number to latest, and again, that ensures you have the latest and greatest version of Tween Max. Code away and show us what you got. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the forums.